Using the camera's auto mode is really quite simple. Your mode dial needs to be set to the green square. And basically what this does is automate everything in the camera. As you can see in the back, the ISO is set to auto. My white balance is set to auto. My focusing is even set to auto. Even though the camera is always on autofocus, and that is dependent on the lens, what this means is that it chooses whether the focus is single or servo, which means if there's a moving target, it'll choose servo and then it'll continuously focus to try and maintain the focus point on that moving target. However, if the subject is still, then it'll just use the one-shot focusing mode. The flash is also fully automatic, and it will pop only if the camera thinks it's necessary. This can be a problem because in broad daylight, the camera doesn't think it's necessary because there's plenty of light. But if you want to eliminate shadows in people's faces, then you're going to want to use the flash. And that's one of the reasons why I usually don't like using this mode. What I recommend doing is using the program mode. Just turn your mode dial to P. What this does is give me control over things like ISO and white balance. By default, one-shot focusing is selected for me, but if I want, I can change that to AI focus, just as with the auto mode. Now with the program mode, the aperture and shutter settings are also selected for me, just as they would be in the fully automatic mode. Another difference is the flash is up to me whether to use it or not. If I press the flash button, the flash will pop and the camera will use it. As long as the flash is down, the camera will not use the flash. But basically, everything in this mode can be automated to whatever degree you want. And that's another reason why I really like this mode, is because if you don't want to deal with ISO, you can set the ISO to auto, but leave the white balance on daylight or tungsten. Or vice versa, set the white balance to auto and leave the ISO on 100 if you don't want the camera choosing a higher ISO and creating a slightly more grainy image. So this mode is really very, very versatile, and it still automates a lot of the processes necessary for capturing a well-balanced exposure. To find out much more about digital photography and your digital camera, go to lbguides.com.